Does it really?
Do it really?
What do you mean?
Is that really conclusive?
I mean, what else is there to say?
I mean,
Today's video, I'm going to a doctor's appointment. So I know in the previous video I mentioned that I recently found out I had PCOS. It's going to probably be in my first video regarding turn right to be on my first video regarding menstrual cups. So I'm just going to, this part of the video is just going to be like my backstory about the PCOS thing. Since I was young, I've never had a consistent cycle. It's always been like where it'll be maybe 3 days at a time, 7, 8 days, twice a month, whatever. So my cycle was never consistent. So like I've always had these, I guess, issues. But what happened was when I had my first child, which is my now 13-year-old, my cycle actually, well, I won't say it regulated. Right after I had my son, I got on birth control. I tried 2 different birth controls. I tried seasonal and I tried the Nuva. Did not react well to them, so I stopped taking all birth control. Birth control does not work for me at all. I'm not an advocate for that, but I'm just saying what works for me. So after trying the birth control, it throwing my body more out of whack than it was before, I just stopped all birth control at the time, and for somehow, some way, my cycle started to be real regular and consistent. I had a cycle every month. It was 3 to 5 days, and then I got pregnant. I had a miscarriage. It was a belated ovum. Google it. And then I got pregnant with my daughter. Even in between this, I had somewhat of a regular cycle. And I would say 2 years ago, my cycle started to become irregular again. But at this point where I would go like 2 to 3 months at a time where I don't have a period at all. And then recently, I've been going through the issues where I've had a period for 3-4 months at a time where it would constantly, I may have like a week or 2 off and then it'll come right back. So when we moved here to Central Florida, my husband's in the car. He's just real quiet right now. You can say hey, babe. So when we moved here to Central Florida, I decided that because this consistent cycle thing, consistently bleeding, consistently having a period thing bothered me so much, I decided that I really needed to see someone like for real about it. So I ended up finding a gynecologist here, and I went in with my issues. I expressed what was going on, and you know, the doctor told me the doctorly advice, and I went through a series of tests. My first test was like, you know, normal urine blood test. And that's when she told me I had PCOS. Now, when she told me that, I wasn't actually surprised, because when I looked up the symptoms for PCOS, like I deal with a lot of that. I deal with the hormonal imbalance with the facial hair. I deal with the inconsistent periods, the weight gain, the having a hard time losing weight, stuff like that. The only thing I can say that I haven't had to deal with the PCOS, I'm assuming it's the fertility issues, because obviously I have 2 kids and I've been pregnant 3 times. So everything else fits with the whole PCOS dynamic. So I wasn't surprised when she told me that, but it did like slightly bother me with it. So after the blood test, we're still trying to find a reason for the whole consistently bleeding thing. Obviously, as a black woman and as I guess a plus size woman, you know, every time when you go to the doctor, their cure for you is always to tell you to lose weight and eat differently. Like I know, like me and a lot of other people who are like my size or bigger, you know, like that's the first thing doctors always tell you, no matter the doctor, they always tell you, well, you need to change your diet, you need to lose weight. So it's kind of like, like when she told me that, I kind of was like, man, whatever. Like, yeah, I know I'm fat. I know I need to lose weight, but you still need to give me an answer. Like, because I know people who are fat and who are bigger than me and still not dealing with the shit I'm dealing with. Like, I need answers. So ordered a biopsy. Got a biopsy done, and I haven't been back to follow up with the biopsy. But the series of tests she gave me was, that's a car timer. The series of tests that she gave me was the blood test, the biopsy, and an ultrasound, so we can find out what's going on and how we can fix it. I guess this video is kind of just like my introduction to, I guess, this PCOS journey. I don't know if you clicked on this video for like information. Right now, I know nothing about PCOS. I just know from what I researched. And since that last doctor's appointment, I did call myself taking my health seriously. I've been consistently working out. I've been consistently working on what I eat. I've been trying to work on my mental health. So I did make some changes to try to help whatever's going on with my body. But yeah, hopefully I get some answers, and I guess I'll be back. So I'm just gonna vlog. I'm just gonna show y'all the whole walk into the office. Let me check the mail. Good morning. Hi, how are you today? Good, and yourself? Not too bad. What is the last name? Okay. Hey guys, I am back. I am done with my appointment. So I spoke to her. My gynecologist was a her. So she basically went over the formalities about everything, went over everything again. My biopsy came back fine, and then I had a ultrasound sonogram of the uterus, and that came up fine. No masses, no fibroids. So she basically concluded that my issues are due to the PCOS, which is the hormonal balance, and me not ovulating consistently. And she indicated that, like I told y'all in a previous clip, that this is something I had to deal with all my life ever since having a period. And she basically said that I'm going to continue to have them to deal with until menopause. So, I mean, what else can you say after that? And of course, like most doctors, she said I can manage it by losing weight and stuff like that. So I guess I'm going to just continue to do what I've been doing. I think it's shaking. I'm going to continue to do what I've been doing, which is working out, trying to eat right, trying to get myself mentally right. Because she said, factors like stress, weight gain, whatever, can contribute to the me not ovulating every month and the bleeding, the consistent bleeding, or the not bleeding for a while. So, yeah, that concludes that with that. So, does it really?
Do it really?
What do you mean?
Did that really conclude it?
I mean, what else is there to say?
I mean, you should. I feel like you should also.
Well, she mentioned birth control too.
I feel like you should have.
But I ain't
the fact. Like you should have.
But I ain't
the fact that all of your self-diagnostics were wrong. I might have thyroids and
fibroids.
I have fibroids.
Which,
and I have this.
I mean, me assuming.
And they have this and that. And
me assuming.
101
okay.
things that
Me
you
assuming I may have had fibroids wasn't that far off though. Like, I have PCOS. Fibroids is common in people who deal with PCOS or people who have uterine issues. So me saying that.
For uterine issues, yes, but not for
PCOS, yes. Boy, they gonna be all in my comment giving you the business about that.
That ain't what that lady did. That ain't what that doctor just said. And the doctor said that. So I don't care what any of them say in their comments. The doctor just literally said out of
First of all, they gonna tell you don't have a vagina or a uterus. So
it don't matter.
You highly opinionated.
I was there.
About not having one of that.
I was there and I sat right there and heard the doctor. I know
anyway,
one thing. She ain't go to school for nothing.
well, shit, even with her going to school, she still can't help me. My issue is still my issue. Ain't no help for it.
Because it ain't no fix for it. It's a bodily imbalance. So the only way you can balance
hormonal.
Yeah, but guess what? There's nothing she can do about it. She can't balance out your hormones to make it be right.
All she can tell me is lose weight.
Okay.
Now, what if I was the weight I needed to be supposedly for my height? Then what was going to be her thing? All she was going to say is, that's something you've always dealt with. That's something you always going to have to deal with. Like,
all right. Exactly. So my point is, that's my whole point of it. Like instead of self-diagnostics.
All in all, I think I did pretty good on my self-diagnostics because she told me shit I already knew. Like, she didn't tell me nothing different. She didn't tell me nothing to help me. Obviously, I know I need to lose weight. If you follow me on any social media, you know for the last couple of months, I've been consistent with trying to lose weight. Or trying to get it right. So, like, I kind of diagnosed myself. I kind of just, again, I know my body. So, now my next step with this is, although the doctor cannot give me a cure, and the only thing she said to help me manage it was to lose weight, I am going to consider adding some supplements to my diet, and I'm probably going to do another video about that. This is based off of my own research, because obviously my research has gotten me thus far. Because the doctor ain't tell me shit that I ain't already know, that I ain't already been doing. I wanted this vlog to just be about the doctor's appointment and the PCOS stuff.